Hello, teachers, friends, and hello, teachers, assessors of ANUC 13, as well as friends who may be watching this video. Welcome to today's topic. My name is Ryan, and today I'll be talking about how we can use exponential functions in our daily lives. So, today's topic, as you can see from the title, it is comparing two investment plans to determine which investment plan gives the highest returns over a 10-year period. Before we proceed with the presentation, let me introduce you a quote by Albert Einstein, the famous scientist. So what he's saying over here is that compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it, earns it, and he who doesn't, pays it. So this clearly accentuates the importance of compound interest, which we will view in a moment. So without further ado, let us go straight to the case study. So as you can see, the case study here is that our friend or your friend Wojciech has $5,000 and he intends to invest the money in an investment plan. His family's financial advisor recommended him two investment plans, and he decided to consult you on which plan should he consider putting his money into. So given that he is only intending to put it into the investment plan for just 10 years, which option would you personally recommend him? So you can see Wojciech on the right, he's thinking, oh, should I go for plan A or plan B? So you're here and he's confused about it. So he consulted you and you're here to help him to make that decision. But before we know whether or not he should go with plan A and plan A or plan B, we should at least know what the plans are. So let us take a look. The investment plans. So below we can see two plans. And the first plan, investment plan A, is pretty standard plan. It is a plan with an annual interest rate of 7% compounded annually. And for investment plan B, it's a bit more complex, and it's stated here that it has an interest rate of 7% compounded not annually but biannually, which we will explain later what that indicates, with an additional administrative charge subtracted out of the investment portfolio when the money is withdrawn from the investment plan. The administrative charges are only $10 for each year that the individual has invested under the investment plan. So what this means actually is that for administrative charges wise, if an individual chooses to stay invested in this plan B for 4 years, he'll be required to pay $40 worth of administrative charges. However, for Wojciech's case, because he is intending to utilize this investment plan for 10 years, he'll be required to pay 10 times 10, which is $100 in total. So, but in order for us to know which plan is actually better, we need to do an in-depth analysis as well as calculation to figure out the amount of money that he will be able to earn from the two plans at the end of 10 years. So let us delve into plan A. So for plan A, we can see that the initial capital is $5,000 and the number of years invested is 10 years. To proceed with this calculation, we should first look at what will happen after the first year. So for the first year, he will receive a 7% interest rate that's compounded. So what this means is that there will be a 7% interest rate of the $5,000 on top of the $5,000 that he'll be living inside the investment plan. So when you add the 100%, which is $5,000, as well as the 7% of the $5,000, the total will be 107%, which you will gain after the first year. So here we can see the equation is $5,000 times 107%. Or either to put it in a more simple calculations, is actually 1.07. For the second year wise, it is 107% of the first year. So what this means is 5,000 times 1.07 times another 1.07. So from this, from year 3, year 4, all the way into year 10, the trend continues as such. So from here, we actually notice that for first year, there is you multiply 5,000 by 107%. For year 2, we multiply 107% twice. So we can expect that for X number of years, you have to multiply 1.07 by X times. So what this means is that when we formulate the equation, we can formulate it as such. $5,000 times 1.07, the multiplicity of x, which x here refers to the number of years. So in Wojciech's case, actually he's planning to invest in a plan for 10 years. So we let x be 10, and with this calculation, he will be able to receive $9,835.76 over the course of 10 years. So actually, this seems like a lot of money actually. It seems like the value of the original capital of $5,000 has almost doubled. But in this case, it does not mean that plan B is, but actually plan B might even be better. So we need to look at plan B as well to see whether or not it gives a lower, higher, or equal return. So let us proceed with the plan B analysis. So again, what remains similar is the initial capital of $5,000 as well as the number of years invested, which is 10 years. So how we're going to proceed with this calculation is that, remember previously we mentioned that it is compounded biannually and not annually. So even though the annual investment interest rate is 7%, for every 6 months for this investment plan, the $5,000, the money inside this investment plan will be compounded once. So which means to say that every 6 months, we have to, it'll be compounded by extra 3.5%, and after 6 months, it'll be compounded by another 3.5%. So in this case, the way we can formulate this equation is 5,000 times 103.5% and times another 103.5% after 1 year. However, remember that this plan also includes an administrative fee of $10 every year. So we have to subtract another $10. So proceeding on with the second year, we do notice, if we were to write it out in the equation, what would it be? It would be as such. Because there are 6 months, 6-month duration inside a 2-year period. So which means the $5,000 will be compounded 4 times of 3.5% of 3.5%. So which means to say it will be $5,000 times 103.5% times 103.5% times 103.5% times 103.5% minus $10 times 2. The reason why the administrative fee is doubled is because now the initial capital has been left in this investment plan for not 1 year but 2 years. So which means to say for X numbers of years, actually the formula can be formulated as such. $5,000 times 1.035, the multiplicity of 2x minus $10 times the number of X number of years. So essentially, from here we understand that similarly, X is equals to 10. Therefore, when we sub it into the equation, after subtracting $100 of administrative charge, what Wojciech will be getting from investment plan B, should he choose to go with investment plan B, is actually $9,848.94. So we got the values of both plan A and plan B. So what's the verdict? Let us take a look. So here's the verdict. Plan A, you get a Wojciech will get $9,835.76, while for plan B, he'll be getting $9,848.94. So clearly, as we can see from the figures here, plan B is slightly higher. And you, as a good friend of Wojciech, would recommend Wojciech to go for plan B, given his current conditions of planning to invest for 10 years and invest $5,000 only. So actually, when you do a comparison, Wojciech will actually earn $13.18 more if he chooses to invest in the $5,000 into plan B instead of plan A. So actually, there's an important lesson here that's learned, which is the power of compounding. So what I mean by this is that despite annual interest rates of both plans being the same, which is 7%, as indicated before, And plan B, even incurring $100 administrative charge on top of it, plan B is still the recommended option because its compounded interest is biannual instead of plan A, which only compounds annually. So this shows that the more times it's being compounded, actually makes quite a huge difference. Yeah, so with that being said, I've now come to the end of my presentation. I hope you viewers have enjoyed it. And thank you for your kind attention. And I'll see you again next time.